Welcome all, you divinely femininely inspired folks, male and female both. Deborah Roth from Spirited Living, and here with our weekly dance with our Inner Goddess team. And I come to this each week, never quite sure who's going to show up. Sometimes it has to do with a feast day or a holy day of some goddess from around the world. And I have many, those of you that have seen my office, I have many goddess figures around here, honoring all traditions, all cultures. And sometimes I just, I get kind of left brain about it, and I start to look things up, and I started to do that this time. And discovered that you really have to do your own checking, because I thought I found something that happened around this time, and it turned out it wasn't in Hawaii, it was in Polynesia in May. So I am here because I did one of those intuitive look around my office and see who wanted to show up today and who should appear. And she's known only, she's heavy, she's known only as the Dreaming Goddess of Malta. And she is a replication of, obviously a replication, of these giant goddess figures that were found on the Maltese Islands, which is a little group of islands south of Sicily. And at the time that she was discovered, they weren't so great about keeping track of archaeological stuff and doing research that needed to be done to know what she was about. But she was discovered on this island, and the figures there are monoliths all over this island that date pre-Stonehenge, pre the Egyptian pyramids. So we're talking very ancient cultures. And clearly, if you forgot, she is a feminine figure. And what we do know about, and really this happens in many different cultures, both in indigenous cultures around the world, Native American, Aboriginal, there's thought to be sacred information that comes in through our dreams. And that years ago, when I kind of discovered her and read about her originally, and this is why I think she popped up this week, is because she was found in this huge underground labyrinth. I would love to visit someday, maybe some of you have, on the island of Malta, and in a very inner chamber, a very sacred chamber. People who've been there say that it really resonates with this deep sacred energy. And it was believed that this is where dream incubation happened, where people themselves would go into this sacred chamber and put questions out to the gods and goddesses and request information, request answers. Or, in this case, there were dreaming goddesses, and this is the not off base probably assumption that these dreaming goddesses, you would go in with a question, and then she would dream overnight and then let you know what symbols, what information she got on your behalf through her dream. Why she came up this week, I had my new moon circle, whatever night it was, Sunday night I think, and one of the women, thank you Tanya, talked about having a dream about snakes, and she said, and I'd never really dreamt about snakes before, and I said, in goddess lore, in feminist spirituality, snakes are considered very sacred because it's all about regeneration. They shed their skin and they come back. And how that relates to the dreaming goddess is that somewhere, and I wish I knew where, I had read that someone had intuited that sometimes what happened when the dreaming goddess went to sleep to do her dreaming work, and if it was considered very auspicious if snakes crawled underneath, because remember this is deep underground, crawled underneath her bed, her stone platform, because they were these also considered emissaries of the goddess, oracles of the goddess. So lots of really fun symbolism in here. So what I propose to you is that we are now in these 6 weeks, well, now less than that, really, almost just 4 weeks out from the winter solstice, which of course is the moment of the year when the nights are longest, days are shortest. And it is the time when the sun stands still. So we are in the darkest month now of the year. Once we hit the winter solstice, the light will begin to come back. But right now, and it shouldn't be a thing, yes, I know we're feeling, very dark right now with everything going on around us and in the world. And I invite you to think about the darkness more as a metaphor for going deep within ourselves, going deep into our own shores of wisdom, of intuition, which is what the subconscious is all about. That's where we carry that energy. So don't be afraid of the dark. It's been made to be this scary, bad place. So what I would invite you to play with, I have one right here. Since we are going into this dark time, since we're going into this particularly intuitive time, think about making a dream pillow. In this one, I can't tell you how long I've had it in one of my drawers. Made it at some point, probably in a circle years ago, and it's filled with all kinds of different herbs that are conducive to relaxation and dreaming. Mugwort is really a classic one. Chamomile, and you can get whole chamomile herbs. Lavender, this one really smells like lavender, which I love. And every time you kind of crunch it, you open up that smell again, or those smells again. And it's funny, I don't remember what this one is filled with. You're supposed to fill it just with herbs that are conducive to sleep and to dreaming and to tapping into your intuition. And it can be half this size. The idea, in order for it to activate your dreaming, is to sleep with it under your pillow. This is pretty soft, and I do love the smell. I think I'm going to keep it out. So think about making your own dream pillow. I have made them in my new moon circles sometimes, and they're yummy to have around. And they're also great for eye pillows if you just want to take a rest and relax as well. So what I thought I would do is just teach you. I thought, I can't think of any chants. What chants do I have? And I forgot this one. Shelley Graff is a wonderful feminist songwriter and singer, and I met her years ago at a wonderful festival called Where Women Gather. And her CD, she has 3 CDs I think now, but I think this one is from Fire in the Arrow or Fire on the Arrow, something like that. And this is a perfect song. So I invite you to just kind of sit back and let me sing to you. It's a little bit longer than some chants. So, I usually sing chants 3 times just so you can start to hear them and start to learn the words. You may not be able to, but it is, I have to say, it is one of my favorites. See if I can remember it all. So, it goes like this. Sacred women circle round, she calls us to remember. She comes to us within our dreams and holds us close and tender. Women chanting, circling round, she works her magic powers, teaching us to shed our skin and weave this magic hour. Sacred women circle round, she calls us to remember. She comes to us within our dreams and holds us close and tender. Women chanting, snaking round, she works her magic powers, teaching us to shed our skin to weave this magic hour. Sacred women circle round, she calls us to remember. She comes to us within our dreams and holds us close and tender. Women chanting, snaking round, she works her magic powers, teaching us to shed our skin to weave this magic hour. So just kind of take that in. Allow yourself to move into that dream state, to literally keep a journal by your bed tonight, maybe plant a suggestion or two. Think about curling up and creating your own little dream incubator yourself. And when you wake up, you can certainly run to Google and check out whatever symbols are there, and that's perfectly fine. Or you can just take a piece of paper and some crayons and some markers and just allow yourself to draw what was there. Allow your intuition to speak to help you identify what was in your dream. What was the message that you were getting? So a blend of right brain, left brain is a perfect blend of divinely feminine, divinely masculine energy. And as I always say here, we've got a little bit of, we all have lots of both. And so when I do these each week, it's really to remind us that, especially now, we need those particular qualities that represent the divine feminine. And guys, that means you too. Collaboration, honoring our intuition, honoring our emotions, our connection to our body, our connection to nature, among other things. So I hope you think about making your own dream pillow or eye pillow and setting up your own little dream incubation, letting your intuition talk to you. Thanks so much for being with me, and I think I'll be here next week. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so I believe I will be there. Thanks so much. Bye for now. Namaste.